Hello everyone, welcome to the Now platform Xanadu release features. My name is Hannah Kirshner and I am a Senior Solution Consultant here at ServiceNow specializing in our IT asset management solutions, and I'm going to be providing information on one of the enhancements to our hardware asset management solution with the Xanadu release. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements that reflect the current beliefs of ServiceNow and are based on current information available. These forward-looking statements should not be relied upon in making purchasing decisions. So there are a few new features and enhancements with the Xanadu release of hardware asset management, but I'll specifically be covering the Device as a Service or DaaS offering. This offering provides Device as a Service providers a proactive, governed, and automated lifecycle solution to manage DaaS programs from planning and provisioning all the way to refresh, retire, and end of life. DaaS providers struggle to manage their DaaS asset estate efficiently due to manual processes and disconnected systems. With Device as a Service, providers can manage their entire DaaS inventory from one command center to view. With this single platform, DaaS providers will be able to fulfill orders and respond to RMAs via workflows that leverage automation to ensure asset accuracy. DaaS providers rely on manual processes, brittle integrations, and disconnected systems to manage their DaaS asset estate, and it is difficult to efficiently manage that end-to-end lifecycle of asset inventory. So this new offering is going to help providers manage their asset inventory from sourcing through disposal to support their DaaS offering. It's going to ensure asset accuracy by fulfilling orders with scalable tasks to pick, prepare, and ship to customers via workflow that leverages automation, and it manages customer inventory and improves resolution time for DaaS providers. Overall, Device as a Service enables providers to manage their DaaS asset estate on a single platform. With the command center view, providers can fulfill orders and respond to RMAs with greater accuracy and efficiency. This is included as an offering with hardware asset management for DaaS as a secondary application. At every stage of the asset lifecycle, DaaS providers need visibility from acquire to end of life. Whether it's planning or acquiring these assets, fulfilling asset orders to customers, to repairing these assets with out-of-the-box workflows for RMA resolution or inventory repairs, and all the way to the end of life of the asset where organizations have to properly dispose of these assets responsibly. With ServiceNow Device as a Service offering, DaaS providers will have a centralized, single pane of glass view into their asset estate, which will be beneficial both for the DaaS provider and their customers. Let's dive deeper into the features of the DaaS offering and workspace. The DaaS module is within the Hardware Asset Management workspace, and DaaS providers will see important action cards letting them know if there is any missing information that needs to be completed to make sure we have that durable and trusted data on the assets that are going to be marked as DaaS assets. There is going to be a new field on the hardware asset record that showcases if the asset is a DaaS asset, and we can indicate to which customer the asset has been deployed to. The DaaS workspace view is going to provide out-of-the-box dashboards and widgets with insights into open orders and tasks that fall underneath those orders, as well as the status of shipment assets, RMA response tasks, assets eligible for refresh, and repair order tasks. Within the DaaS offering, ServiceNow has created 3 workflows around inbound asset orders, RMA orders, and repair orders. For inbound asset orders, this is when the DaaS provider receives a new sourcing request or a new asset request from their customers for provisioning of the assets. For RMA orders, this is once the DaaS provider customer receives the asset, and if there are any issues with the asset, they can create an RMA order for return or replacement. And for repair orders, this is submitting any repair requests for the asset that they have. Now let's take a closer look into these new workflows. So here's where we see the new DaaS asset order fulfillment workflow. The customer, Sarah in green, needs a new asset and places a request to her DaaS provider. Kevin, the provider in red, manages the account inventory and selects and picks the assets to prepare and ship to Sarah. Kevin can track his shipments to make sure it gets properly delivered to Sarah, and Sarah will receive the asset and confirm receipt. The next workflow that relates to DaaS is RMA resolution. Here is again where we have Sarah, the customer, who submits the RMA request to the vendor, Kevin, who is the provider, will begin to manage the RMA process by assessing the request and deciding if the customer needs to ship the asset or if we need to schedule a site visit. From there, the DaaS provider can decide if the asset needs to be repaired or replaced, which would kick off additional tasks that will ultimately leave the asset being shipped back to Sarah to confirm receipt. The last workflow that we will touch on as it relates to the DaaS offering is the inventory repair flow. This allows DaaS providers to maximize asset investments by extending the useful life of assets through an on-site repair. Providers will be able to select defective in-stock assets to trigger the repair process to return the assets to service. This will allow a peace of mind through testing and quality control to ensure assets are operable and ready to be deployed. So this concludes the high-level overview of the Device as a Service feature on the Now platform for the Xanadu release of hardware asset management. A full list of additional features and fixes for our existing products can be found at our product documentation website at docs.servicenow.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to check out our other Xanadu release session videos.